Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. That was quick. I am Sybil Wilkes with Yolanda Starks White. Hey, yo.
Hey, Sybil.
How are you?
I'm happy.
Are you? Are you
Yes.
having a good day?
All days are good. Yes.
All days are good. God bless you. Good for
Yeah.
you. Good for
Yep.
you.
Because I have a girlfriend that just got out of the hospital with something that could have happened to any of us.
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. Thank you for putting it all in perspective. Um,
How
what
are you, baby?
I'm good.
Do
I'm
you still
good.
feel like the birthday girl?
No, no. But,
You
but I
don't?
mean, but I,
You're
it
not
was
one of those, you don't celebrate your birthday for 3 months,
no, Yolanda.
1 month, a week.
It's the birthday. It's the year of the birthday.
It's the year of the birthday. No, that ain't you.
No, no, no.
Okay.
I accept all greetings. I accept all great wishes. And you took me to lunch the other day. That was nice. The food was good. And I finished it off today. So thanks for feeding me for 2 days.
Oh, I bet that
Um,
was good.
Ooh, girl. Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm. Some minestrone soup yesterday, and then some chicken dish that the soup
Chicken piccata.
chicken piccata.
Yeah.
The the soup was so filling that I brought it home. You really should have taken half of it.
I really should have.
Really
Yeah.
should have. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We might have to revisit that place again,
Okay, let's.
and not wait as long as we did the last time.
Okay. What are you doing tonight? I know you got a little speech to listen to.
Oh my God, Yolanda, am I the only one who's excited? Am I the
No,
only?
you're not. You're
This
not
is
the only one that's excited.
this is my original Kamala Harris T-shirt for
Right.
president. Kamala Harris for the people. I was looking for the
Nice.
bling, but it needed laundering, even though I am the only one here.
Did
Um,
you ever talk to old girl about getting those other shirts? Did
yeah,
she
and,
agree?
and I also put in a text to them today because I've gotten a lot of texts from people going, "Where are the shirts? Where are the shirts?"
Oh,
So
right.
I wanted to,
How
because
many did you order?
5 or 6 maybe.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not bad. And that included the ladies at the yoga studio?
Uh huh.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want one? You don't wear T-shirts as a
No,
rule,
I'm
and you
good.
really
Thank you.
don't wear one with advertising. You don't wear hats with advertising. You don't wear T-shirts with advertising. You're just an individualist. You
No,
don't
but
even like wear. I mean, you've worn yogis yoga T-shirts, but as a rule, you're like, nah, huh, nothing.
no. And
Okay.
no tattoos. I don't feel the
Oh, I
need.
don't either. I don't
I
have
don't feel the need to let other people know what I'm thinking and feeling.
that. Well, I want people to know, and
Okay.
this.
So yesterday it was simple. You were so cute yesterday. We were running late. Where were we going? We were running late. Oh,
Oh
the
yeah,
little show.
yeah.
And you had me to stop what we were doing to back up to one of your neighbor's yards so I can see a sign. You couldn't tell me about it. I
No,
had to
I did
see
a
it.
Ward White. I need you
You
to
did.
come. I did a Ward White. I need you to back up, but keep going, keep going. Right there. Look right there. Look.
Like what?
Isn't that exciting?
Okay, simple. I'm having hair problems because I got my hair braided and I don't like it.
I do.
So I have this
You
scarf
have
on
a
until I
rain
figure
cap
out what I'm
on?
gonna do.
You got a rain cap on?
No, it's a
Oh,
scarf.
oh. It looks like one of those, those old fashioned plastic.
Oh, no.
I
Right.
like it. You're not feeling it. You're going to go
No.
back in and do something else?
I'm gonna see.
Okay. Okay. I like it. Um, it's time for me to get my thanks. Thanks for the
Your hair looks
reminder.
great.
Oh,
You got
thanks.
that Farrah Fawcett look.
That's funny. That's funny. I just pull the button down and just
Oh wow.
go.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and
can't do that.
can you see my birthday flowers?
No. Hold on.
Can you
Let's
see my
see,
birthday
set the
flowers?
blind man. Oh, those are lovely.
Those are from
Yellow and red.
yellow and red roses and some
Oh my
carnations in there
goodness.
too. Yeah,
Oh,
from Sweet Justice and Sweet Baby True.
oh, sweet baby true.
Hmm.
Nice.
And her sweet mama.
Well,
Yes.
they should have. Nice.
I love that little girl.
Yes.
So that's part of my celebration. I got, beautiful flowers and stuff, and I'm still getting, texts and phone calls and things. So everything's good. Thank you very
Nice.
much for everybody who's remembered, and glad to be here and start this next trip around the sun.
So, Sybil, one of the things that I like about this church that I go to, Saintsville,
Hmm.
with Reverend Pace,
Hmm.
is they don't take up an offering. And he says that your presence is the offering.
Right.
Your presence is the gift.
Hmm.
And so that's what I tell my friends, because people that are really caught up on birthdays and want you to be as caught up into their birthdays as they are, I'm
Hmm.
just not. And so I have to tell my family and friends, I'm your gift. The gift of my friendship is what I bring to you, which is
Wow.
more valuable than a pendant. I'm just saying.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying.
So the things that I bought you for your birthday over the
I
years, really?
appreciate them, but your friendship is a lot more important.
Oh,
And I'm starting to realize that more and more and more the older that we get, that it is
yes,
really
that's
your
true.
friendship that I value. And you've given me some pretty fantastic gifts. The ring of life, the trip down to Amazon. You've given some incredible gifts. But I how grateful I am, but I
Mm.
love that I have the opportunity to experience you on a daily basis.
Wow, that's very nice. And let's see if we can make it through this show and you'll still feel the same.
Okay.
I should say that Aprylete is attending to some family business, and we send our best wishes to
Peace
her.
to her.
Her sister, I understand, is having contractions, and so
Oh my
uh,
goodness, wouldn't that be great? Oh
the,
my goodness.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's awesome.
That would make her a Virgo baby.
It would make her a Virgo baby, and and
Okay.
and look at you with the Virgo.
It's only because Miss Astrology was supposed to be here today. That's the
Right,
only
right.
reason
Because
I know.
if you saw our newsletter today, you saw
Yes.
that this astrology was scheduled to be in. She had some work related things to do, and so she's unable to join us, but will again soon. But yeah, where are these little Leo babies that I want? I just
Oh,
well, I shouldn't say that I want. Our friend Elena's oldest
yeah.
granddaughter, Phoenix, is a Leo baby. August 8th, I think, Elena. But she really could have had a really nice college education if she had come on the 20th. Just saying.
Well, we go see if we can help her out anyway.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our newsletter that we do on a daily basis during the week, Monday through Friday. And we would love to have you subscribe to it if you go to SybilWilkes.com. And just like it says in the sign there, what is that sign there? There, right there. So Sybil Wilkes. If you go to that and give us your name and your email address, and we'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday morning, and we talk about stories that are related to our community. Um, I talk about the DNC all week. This is, this is my.
And it's a lot to talk about.
It
So,
is a lot. It's a
yeah.
lot. It goes on for hours and hours and hours, and then it takes me a while to, kind of compile all of that. And thanks to the people who really hung with me this week and the late hours to get all this done, both the audio as well as the written form. But today is Miss Aprylete Day, as she likes to call herself, and she is our mental health and wellness contributor. And she wrote about the mental health crisis among Black teens, and it indicates escalating suicide rates, which is uh, scary enough as it is, but and a sad topic when you think about it. But she says adolescent mental health has been a priority public health concern in recent years, and new data from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention shows an alarming increase in Black adolescent suicides. It's an indication that urgent measures are needed to improve the quality and access to mental health care for Black youth. Suicide rates in Black youth ages 10 to 19 have increased 54% since 2019. That's 54% is just a ridiculously frightening number, surpassing white peers for the first time. whose suicide rate has decreased 17%.
Wow. Shut up.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Now we do talk about, Black mental health and all the important things, but when you hear figures like this, it's like we got to do better.
So I think, Sybil, with that, I wish that there was, and I've actually started this. I don't really have a lot of, well, it wasn't hard for me to give up, social media because I was just
Hmm.
never really into it. So that wasn't really hard. But the people who are in my life that just want to just text me, I don't
Hmm.
even have my
Yeah, that's
notification
true.
on. And I
That's
might check my text a day. But if you want to talk to me, I want to be talked to.
mm,
Call me and talk to me
right.
because my comprehension of text is bad anyway.
Mm,
And so I really want to connect with you where we connect. And I think that is what has happened with the youth is isolation, that there is
mm,
no connection. And I just wish that if I would wonder if we would do an experiment and if we start connecting better with the people around us and not depend on social media or not allow social media and outside external influences to interact or have an influence over our children, that if
mm,
we actually just spend some time, how you doing? What's going on?
right.
I'm wondering if something would come of that. I'm not
No,
sure.
no, that's a good point. And what's very, very sad. I mean, this whole statistic is sad, but suicide rates among young Black men is 2.3 times
Mm,
higher than young Black girls. Young
what
Black
is
males
that
have a
about?
suicide rate of twice that, plus young Black girls. Suicide attempts
Oh.
by Black adolescent girls increased 71% between 2009 and 2021.
Oh my goodness. What do you think we could do?
So I think you make a great point, and I think it starts here. Um, I think that I was thinking of something fun to do for our express yourself question, and I think about reaching out to people because like last week I asked, it was last Thursday as a matter of fact, who do you need to reach out to? Who do you need to? Well, let's just start here, and let's you say I could use a hug. Well, you know put it out there,
Right.
and let's talk about it. And who do you go to? Who?
And Sybil, even with the hug part, that's a good point because sometimes a hug, it does make a difference. But now
Yeah,
we're just so afraid of COVID that
yeah,
we can't, and so we don't get that physical connection that I think that really help us and
right.
that feed our soul.
Right. Or a smile. I know I wear my mask a lot when I go into Walmart or, go to the store or, on the plane like I have been at the airport and things like that most recently. And people can't see me smile at them when
Right.
I'm walking down the aisles or, in the corridors of the airports. A smile, a hug. You can wave, but people like, who's she waving at? And but these things that we have gotten away from, and a phone call, and a phone call,
Yeah.
just calling people and saying, I was in the hospital with my friend the other day, and on my birthday, and people were calling and wishing me a happy birthday, and I, would I didn't expect to get you, and I said, well, I'm here and just waiting and talked to an old neighbor of ours. She now lives in North Carolina with her son and his family, and just laughing and talking, not being not the kind of laugh that we're accustomed to, and I talked to a old school friend of mine. We've known each other since we were 10 years old.
Oh, nice.
And he was catching me up on his family and stuff, and it was just really cool to have the opportunity
That's
to talk
nice.
to people.
So,
Yeah.
Sybil, this is what our friend Dora.
Dora Levette Tiggs on Facebook. You blessed with the gift of gab. I'm not a talker, and getting texts for me is great. Okay.
And so
Okay.
not everything works for everybody.
Right.
So for
Right.
some people, if they feel that that connection is through a text that I was just thinking about you and a
Mm-hmm.
text would do you good, then good for you. And we
Yep.
celebrate that. But I am just suggesting something else because we all don't function the same way. I'm just suggesting for me and for others like me that might help.
Yeah,
But not everybody.
absolutely.
Some people I
Absolutely.
get that some
No,
people
I
need
do too. I
that.
mean, people are not huggers. People are not, they're not touchy feely and that kind of thing. But I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Even a one arm hug.
Well, do you know what? When my nieces, they have to hug me. I
Mhm.
make my young people in my life, we hug because
Right.
I do want that connection. I want them to feel my heart. But they have this
Mm.
thing where they put their hands around you and they body out. And I was like, what is that? And so my niece told me, she's like, that's just how we do it. No, that seems more affectionate to me than the other way. And I'm like, okay, then if that's what received,
That's
if you
your wow.
understand the intimacy of a hug,
Mm,
then good
mm,
for you. Give
mhm.
me the church hug.
And your nephew, does he hug? Because he hugs me.
Yeah, he hug. Oh, he's a good
He's a
hugger.
good hugger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of niece, we need to wish a happy birthday in advance to young Jordan.
Oh, when's her birthday?
Saturday.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
Auntie
wow.
Londa.
That baby will be
15.
15.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So let's get busy, Aunt Londa. Mm,
Uh,
okay.
happy birthday. And if it's the Lord's will, you'll see another one. How great is that?
Okay. All right. Um, let's also a couple more things. It's also Black Voters Matter Thursday, and young Coy Malone writes about the Black Men's Lab, like as in laboratory, and the effort, especially this political season, to get young Black men of a certain age involved in the political process. It used to be back in the day that Black men were voting. They were getting out there and they were voting. Now, not so much. But this year, Democrats and Republicans view Black men, especially those under the age of 40, as attainable voters. And Coy writes that Black men, how they turn out for elections this year will have a huge effect during the elections in November. Traditionally, Black male voters are the majority and the most consistent Democratic demographic in the nation, but not so much anymore. But that is expected to change. And seeing a lot of young people at the convention this week,
Right.
um, it has really kind of lifted my spirits and hopefully these young people. But those Black women, I don't want the men to, feel like, oh, they don't need me, because we do. We need
Right.
you. But the Black women are out there. They are out there in full force. And like the former First Lady or forever First Lady said, do something. Let's get out there and
Mhm.
let's do something. Let's make sure the
Mhm.
people, the Divine Nine is doing it. They're going to all the HBCUs and what have you. If you need me, call me. I'm out. I want to get out there and do something with you. But we have to get people registered to vote. We have to make sure they know where their polling places are and that we get them to vote on the day that they choose to. If they're going to do early voting, if they're going to wait till November 5th to do it, but you can't vote after November 5th. Okay.
Right.
Let's be very clear about that. Okay. So that is what's really, that's the What You Need to Know newsletter. Once again, please go to sybilwilkes.com and give us your name and your email address. And when you get the newsletter, please open it. We'd love to have you take a look at the newsletter. And if there's anything you'd like to see differently or that we add or take away, I don't think we can take away anything. I really like the way the newsletter is right
I do too.
now.
So let me ask you this, Sybil. I know you're going to the next. If you don't have a question, I
I have, but I would love for
oh
yours.
okay. No, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
no, no, no. Go ahead.
Well, it's just people are asking about, to talk about last night. That's some
Hmm.
of the comments that we're getting.
Hmm.
And I was actually thinking, Cameron did a great post for me where he was talking about the purpose of the DNC,
Hmm.
and he really made me really understand it. And people are really, really looking for policies and what they're going to do. But it is better. The DNC is really not about policies, but it is really to get you to understand who the people are. And
Right.
yeah, I guess you can learn more through their policies, but we really need to know, who you are. Like seeing Governor Waltz with his son last night. Oh
God.
my goodness.
Gus Waltz is a superstar.
He is, Sybil.
This young man, I mean, he was like, "That's my dad," and
How
wasn't with
great
tears.
was that?
Um,
That was so great. So this is let me just tell you, this is my question. If you want to know about policy, my question to you is, what is most interested? What are you most interested in? What is most important to you for you to look for as far as policy? Is it the environment? Is it poverty? Is it homeless? What is it?
yes.
So that's my question. What is it and why?
Yeah. So let's ask that question. What is the most important policy or area of interest for you that you want to learn more about from the were you whispering?
No. It's just that light. I am burning up, girl.
Oh, right. Hey, Ward, turn over there.
I'm about to take the scarf off. It ain't gonna be pretty.
No, it is pretty. But what is that area of interest? Like Yolanda said, is it the economy? Is it women's reproductive health? Is it the environment, climate change, what have you? Is it education? What is your area? What's your thing that you want to know about? And yes,
and that you're interested in. What is so Sybil, I'm gonna ask you, what are you most interested in as far as to make for life and for the world and for your community?
I'm interested in elections and voting and making sure that we get bills passed like the George Floyd Policing Act, like the John Lewis Voting Act. That is crucial because at every turn there is an effort to deny our vote. And I think that people have worked too hard for us not to keep fighting for this and not to become complacent and just say, "Oh, we got this." I got a text from one girlfriend on one of my text chains today saying, go to vote.org because things are really kind of crazy out there as far as voting is concerned. I was like, well, thanks for reading the newsletter. But that's, whatever way, we can get the message out there. Let's do it because we do recommend that people go to voting.org. That we do recommend that people get registered as soon as possible and say, "Oh, I'm registered. I'm good. The last time I voted, no problems." Check it.
Right.
Check it. So that's one thing. Women's reproductive health. I'm out of that market now.
Right.
I am.
Right.
But I'm very concerned about the young women and young men in my
Good
life.
for you, Sybil.
That they
that's
have
something I know that's a big deal on the ballot this year. Mm-hmm. And that's why I asked that question, because different things appeal to different people. I know that's important, but that's not something I'm marching for. And right. I do believe that it's important. So good for you that is something that you think about.
I really do. And I think about the fact that, I went through my life and never had to worry about, if I did become pregnant, that, I wouldn't be able to make a decision on my own. The decision was made by some men in the state capitol.
So Sybil, to get personal, do you know when I was when I was pregnant and I had that miscarriage, do you know I was one of those people when I had to go to the hospital, they could not give me what I needed to live if it was today.
Yeah.
That is a trap.
That struck me. Yeah. Thinking about
Oh my God. Yeah. I didn't see when we talk about reproductive, I didn't even think about that. But when somebody told me, I was like, oh my God, it's like I have a baby that's inside of me that's not going to make it, but you can't what?
And that's what you see these couples on television and talking about this.
Yes.
And if they aren't given this medication,
but
they
why?
never be able to have children
what is the reason for not wanting to do that?
It's evil. It's evil.
It's not evil. It's not evil.
Okay.
No.
Having control over another person's body and whether they can or cannot have children again, because they
I don't know that I think that's
them.
I think their intentions are because they not to go with the operation of their minds, but it seems like they believe, which is different than our beliefs, that the baby is a baby and a life and whatever it is, so forth. But I don't think that it's necessarily to be evil. I personally don't.
Well, in the case of these parents, these married couples, they want everybody to be married. They want everybody to have a family. They want everybody and not be the childless cat ladies like me without the cats. Um, but they want a certain amount of control over what the doctors can do, what you can do for your body, and oftentimes this control will deny them from having a successful, healthy life and being able to give life to a baby in the future because they aren't able to use the proper type of medications to
Right.
in this particular instance, like
Right.
you were.
Right. That's
Like if you and Ward had
bananas.
decided to have another baby after your loss, um,
That's
Kelly, what
bananas.
today in Texas,
Wow.
we would have had
That
to load up the car and go somewhere
that
else.
takes my breath away. It
Yeah,
really does.
yeah,
That really takes my breath away.
yeah.
So
Oh,
you're right. I'm glad that that is your, and I guess that's not one of my issues out of ignorance, and that's just the lack of knowledge.
what's your issue?
My issue is the combination of mental health
Mm-hmm.
and homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have an answer, but I just wish that there was a people that are smarter than I am to get into a room and to figure out what we could do to help with this mental health issue. And because of the mental health and because we don't have a mechanism for them to operate um, in society, then
Mm-hmm.
they are cast on the streets,
Yeah,
which contributes to the homeless. It's that I'm telling you, I think about that almost every day. My
yeah.
heart is just really, really broken of the way that we treat each other.
Right, right. I told you when I was in Houston the other day, that was at the gas station to fill up the rental, and a man came up to me and asked me for some money, and I said, I don't have any cash. Well, how are you paying for your
he's,
gas? And I said, I have a credit card. And he
he's
said,
like, whoa, you don't have no money? Who
right.
walks around with no money?
And that's exactly what he was saying. Go, what kind of adult are you to have no cash on you? I said, sir, I just I don't have it. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
And earlier in the day, I had given some money to a woman in the hotel parking lot because she said she lost her phone and someone stole her phone and her money. And that's happened to me a couple of times in a parking lot of a hotel, but that's
Oh
neither
my
here nor there.
goodness. Okay.
But this man, I felt so bad, but I wasn't going to argue with him. But he just went off, and it was obvious. It was hot, and I don't know what his mental state was, but
Right.
he was really frustrated with me, and I knew better than to engage him. So I just finished with and got back in the car and drove away. But it just breaks my heart. It just breaks. And one man who was really quite capable he seemed to be in his right mind, walked past me with a sign. He said, I'm gonna keep it 100. I
Right.
need money for food and weed.
And I told Sybil, I would have given it to him. I love that. I'd have put a 5 on it. Well,
And
because
maybe if I'd been in my car, I could have gotten the 5. And
I'm just saying that, you know what? Because sometimes, not for me, but from what I understand, a puff or two could help relax you.
that's what
So
they
you
said.
do
That's
you,
what
and
they
if
said.
I can help you relax, then go on then.
Maybe so.
All
Maybe
right,
so.
so we got a couple.
Okay, let's go. Aubrey W. on YouTube says the most important policies to me are voting rights and criminal justice reform. Just seeing what my ancestors fought for us just to see it taken away makes me want to go harder for our people. God bless you. Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it
Wow.
happen. And Annette Brady on Facebook, it's evil, Yolanda. They voted against the Child Credit Act. So how do you want us to take care of our children and make it impossible for us to take care of our bodies? How
Right.
do you do that when you take away abilities for us to feed our children?
Right.
and that's another one of my things is the economy. Charlotte, Bowen, Bellamy, our seniors, healthcare, housing, education, etc. I can go on and on and on. And let me just say this, Charlotte, you're probably not going to find out everything, every policy that Vice President Kamala Harris has that she's going to be out there presenting. She may give tonight is really you're not going to get policy. You're going to get some because last week she gave her economic programs or some of her economic programs that she wants to do. But tonight, for people who don't know her, and there are a lot of people, to my surprise and
Right.
maybe disappointment, but they're going to be introduced to Kamala Harris as they have been all week. You've seen videos, you've seen her sister talk about him, her girlfriends, maybe some sorority sisters and things like. And then there was Doug, her husband, talking about their relationship. And happy anniversary to them, by the way. Today's their 10th anniversary. So what a day for her, right? But so you won't get a lot of policy things tonight. But as the 4 more days go on, that's what she's going to be out there doing. It's not for the vice president to give because you follow the president's lead on that, what her policies are, or the presidential candidates lead on that. So we'll get more.
So Sybil, let's lead by putting this word out. If you could go on Instagram and encourage people to listen to her, to don't pay attention to what her hair looked like or what her suit looked like.
Right, she wears pink and green. Yeah.
Let's just listen.
Yeah, and listen with your heart. Listen with your mind, and don't get caught up in the what the way they did with the former first lady. They didn't like her hair. People commented on the expense of her suit. It's her, and I didn't look at social media last night or today. But I thought Oprah looked incredible.
Oprah looked incredible, but what Oprah had to say, Oprah still got it.
She ain't never lost it.
Oprah still got it. Oprah was, she
vote for Kamala Harris.
I'm telling you, she is so inspirational.
She really is.
Were you surprised? That was the big surprise.
Oh yeah, I knew that there was coming, but we had talked about it, yesterday in yoga, and I was like, that might as well be one of the surprises. Tonight there's supposed to be another surprise, but I was so glad to see her, and for her to say, I am a registered independent.
Yes, yeah. Now here's the deal. This is what I thought about. If you're not. And whoever asked you to say that is brilliant.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. So she appealed to the independents and for those who are undecided.
Yep.
Go on, Oprah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. She got out there and said, come on, here's what we're not about bullying. We're not about this. We're not about, and Hakeem Jeffries brought it too. He can bust the flow like nobody else on the dais. And I was very pleased. And I think you will be too, with the Republicans that came out. The lieutenant governor of Georgia.
Yes.
It's not about being Republican or Democrat. And you're not being disloyal to your party. You are being a patriot.
So that's the one thing that I wish the media would report more on, as opposed to Michelle Obama having braids. I wish that we heard more about the Republicans that are speaking on behalf of Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
That not speaking on behalf of the Democrats, but they are speaking on being a patriot, on what's important for this country.
Right.
That's cool.
And they're very brave because they're still getting squatted. They're still getting having police come to their homes and their children are being harassed and things like that. Adam Kinzinger, a former Republican congressman from Illinois, is supposed to speak tonight. You know who I want to speak? And I don't know if she's on there or not, but Liz Cheney, I would love to hear her speak tonight and come out and say, yes, I am a Republican. And because they are still Republicans, they're not MAGA, but they are still Republicans.
That would be, oh my God, that would be great.
And
that would be amazing.
Like George Bush, what's he doing?
You know what? He's retired, like Tom Joyner.
Well, no,
Good.
so is Bill Clinton, but he got
Yes.
out there.
Well, that's what Bill Clinton chose to do, and
Okay,
he
okay.
was great last night. But I don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Chill out. I'm not
But
mad at the
I'm
retiring and
just
chilling
saying,
out.
I really think that there's a long list of people who have been done wrong by the former president, and they want better for this country, and they may not
But just
agree with
because
her.
he's not publicly saying stuff, we just don't
Yeah,
know. I don't, because even when people were saying yesterday, "Where's Oprah? Where's Oprah?" I'm like, what if Oprah just don't want to say anything?
right.
Why do we have to do what y'all think we should do? What if Oprah wanted to just do her work and go vote and do what she do?
Hey, Jenna Bush, I would really watch your show more often if you got your dad to come on and speak.
Before you leave, we just have to give it up to President Clinton.
Yes, 78 years old and still talking, giving those long speeches that he was famous for 30 years
He's
ago.
just so
Yeah,
charming.
yeah,
He's so charming.
yeah. And still, still knows what he's talking about. I mean, he's in his right mind, and he can give a speech like he is not at Barack Obama level and Michelle Obama level of giving speeches or Hillary Clinton level of giving speeches, but he's
He
still
don't
got
have
it.
to be. He
Yeah,
is, as
he's
somebody
Bill
said,
Clinton.
he's cool.
He's yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's yeah. So
He didn't need to wield the axe or anything. He's still got it.
yeah.
Yeah. So, thanks for letting us talk a little bit about that, and let's continue the discussion about that as we go on, because this really is going to be definitive, this election. And you want to talk about it? How do we get involved? You want to talk about the issues? Let's continue to do that. Let's talk about trending topics. And I have my notes tonight, so um, so this reportedly is going to happen tomorrow. According to reports, Robert Kennedy Jr., the independent presidential candidate, is going to close down his campaign and endorse Donald Trump in favor of, in exchange for some sort of position in the Trump cabinet. Now, he has approached both parties. He's approached the Trump MAGA party, and he's approached the Harris party, Democratic Party. The Harris people said no, we're good, but they say due to the machinations of Donald Trump Jr. and there's somebody else in the media said that they managed to come up with make this happen. Tucker Carlson was the second person. So Trump Jr. and Tucker Carlson worked out the endorsement as well as the possibility of a, a cabinet appointment for Robert Kennedy Jr. Let's just leave it there.
But his family, listen, if you can't get your family to come along with you,
Right.
I'm not sure that I should follow you as well. If your family won't, because they
Right.
know more than what
Right.
we know. But if
Yeah.
they say
Oh, they've
no,
seen you. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
They've
yeah.
seen you. And you got 11, 12 brothers and sisters and not a one?
And not one
And scores of cousins.
cousins.
Your mama?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I know as much as me and my sister fight that if I'm going to the Walmart and I need somebody to go with me, she go follow me there.
She
She go
got
be
you.
there for me.
She
So I
got
mean,
you.
come on now. But running for president and you can't get not one family member to vouch for you.
That's not good, Bob.
Sit down.
Come on, Junior. Come on, Junior.
Yeah.
As I said, tonight is the last night among those scheduled to appear. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, I don't know if she already has. I see Elizabeth Warren is speaking right now. Former Congressman, no, former. Gretchen Whitmer, governor of Michigan, and Governor Roy Cooper of North Carolina. I'm surprised he left town because their lieutenant governor, watch out for this guy. He's a black
Okay.
man, he's a black Republican, and they say he is more dangerous than Donald Trump.
And where is this?
North Carolina. He's
North
running. He's a lieutenant governor of North Carolina. And Roy Cooper, who was one of the people that was in Kamala Harris's short list on her short list for a
Oh, okay.
running mate, he said, "No, I've got state business," and they said the state business is keeping the state steady, because if the lieutenant governor were to take over while he was out of town, they said that he didn't know what he would come back to.
Right.
And this black Republican they say, is hell on wheels. Senator Mark Kelly, another man on the short list,
Cool.
from Arizona, and his wife, the former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, who is working for gun control legislation. And as I mentioned earlier, former Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger, Pink and the Chicks, they used to be called the Dixie Chicks, are performing tonight. There's going to be some surprises.
Oh, cool.
And there could be one talking about freedom. But of course, the biggest night of her professional career is the introduction of Vice President Kamala Harris to the country. Here's my life. Here's my story. Here's some of the policies that I am going to be talking about, the goals of my presidency, and let's get started.
So, just as a sidebar, I do want to come back. I just wanted to address this.
Oh, thank you, Larry Stevens, on Facebook. I know we're talking politics, but how you doing, Sybil?
How you doing, babe?
How you doing?
But Sybil, I wanted to say this, and I've thought about this. I just caution us. So even when in school, I wasn't big on pep rallies and all of this hype. I'm just not a hype person. I don't need the hype. I need to get my head right so I can win. So all of this other people need that. And if that's what y'all need, y'all gone, because that's all this has been, is a lot of hype.
This is hype, but Yolanda, this is hype of a different type.
It's still hype. Let's get our heads right and get in the game to win.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. And I know that a lot of people, I don't tailgate. People like all of that. Good, do that, but get your head right to win.
Okay. What does that look like for you?
Well, I'm going to vote, and I am encouraging. I actually had the little girl who did my hair, and she normally does a really, really good job. But people around me, I am encouraging. Look at my teeth coming off. I am encouraging the young people I was actually talking to my niece, who is 17, and she is like really not happy that she can't vote. Oh. And it's like, it's coming. You'll have time. Have time.
Yeah. Kamala Harris's niece and nephew were on last night. Yeah. And, they're talking about Auntie is a baller and she's always taking time for them. How cool would it be your first time you vote? You vote for your godmother or your aunt.
Yeah.
That's very cool. But I'm glad she's excited.
That actually goes with Senator Warnock and his speech that his mother was a sharecropper. And she used hands to pick cotton, but she also used those hands to cast a vote for her baby boy. So yeah, that's
the U.S. Senate. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. I thank you, Larry, for asking that. I'm doing really well. I'm kind of hyped up like folks in Chicago are, but I will tell you that I'm a little scared as to what this is going to be. But if we do the right thing and we go out there, we do something. That would be my only wish for my birthday, is that people get involved in whatever way they feel comfortable and encourage
and not get so excited that we think that, we got it.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. And I think that's what Michelle Obama was saying, that all right now.
Yeah, we got joy, we have excitement, but we got to do the work.
Yeah.
And if anybody is a great example of that, that is Hillary Clinton, who spoke the other night. Right. Hillary Clinton, everybody said, she's got this. And she did. She had the popular vote, but it's the electoral vote.
And you keep reminding us, please keep reminding us that, Sybil. Please keep reminding us that. Every chance you get, when you tell us to vote, remind us of that too, because that's not shared enough. What it really, how it really works.
Right. And that is, and it's and it's such a ridiculous thing, but people are always talking, let's get rid of the electoral college. But in the meantime, we have to play the game in order to get the electors to elect our candidates.
Yeah.
Right. And when I say our candidates, the Democratic presidential and the Republican presidential, whoever your choice is. This case. Have you seen this case? A 15-year-old girl, her name is Eva Goodman, and her mother have filed a federal lawsuit in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Michigan against a district judge by the name of Kenneth King, who resides over the state court's criminal division. They allege he violated the teen's civil rights, arguing that he acted outside of the scope of his judicial authority when he detained this 15-year-old girl visiting with her class in the courtroom, yelled at her, and threatened her with jail time when the teen fell asleep during a visit to the judge's courtroom.
Oh my God.
The lawsuit stated, common sense and the facts demonstrate that a grown man became rattled by a young girl that he falsely concluded to be and cast as a delinquent, who was actually a fragile teenager forced to attentively face a past trauma during an actual prior court proceeding that had ended before shutting down during class. She had some emotional issues, and he saw her and thought that she was sleeping.
But even if she didn't have any emotional, I just don't understand the idea that we have to berate and embarrass people to get them to do what we think they should do. That's how we do that. Yeah. We're going to humiliate you, and that's going to make you acquiesce and do what you think we should do.
Well, right now it's putting him in the sights of a federal lawsuit.
Wow. Well, hold on for a second, because Sylvia said homeless child too, not this child.
No. That
oh my goodness, that's her. She's homeless,
and she's homeless.
Shut up.
Yep. She's absolutely right. That was the next part of the story. I'm talking about her situation. Yep.
I'm so sorry.
I'm glad that they are getting some help and that and put. I don't like to put people on blast. I know that it's not fair, and we don't know what he was going through that day, but he is the adult in the room. And whatever frustration
he felt, don't put that on somebody else.
Right.
That's not acceptable.
Yep. Absolutely. God bless you, Eva.
Yes.
The FDA has okayed a new COVID vaccine, the new shots for the fall from Pfizer and Moderna. The Food and Drug Administration announced today it has green-lighted updated COVID-19 vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna for the fall season. This clears the way for distribution to begin for the latest version of the shots earlier this year than last year. And Moderna and Pfizer shots were revised this year to target the KP.2 variant and the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19 as part of the now annual process undertaken by the FDA. So they're recommending the shots for Americans ages 6 months and older to get a shot of the updated 2024-2025 COVID-19 vaccine to protect against another expected surge of the virus this fall and winter. Anybody?
Are you?
Oh, yeah. I'm getting it.
No, yeah. I only got one. I didn't even go.
You got the initial.
I got the initial. I didn't get the second. And I haven't. I don't know if I've been negligent. What's happening in the back of that's just not a priority for me.
All right.
But same thing with the shingles shot. I have girlfriends that are telling me, get that shingles vaccine. Yeah. So.
Did I tell you I got the shingles vaccine?
No.
Yeah.
So you got it? Mm-hmm. You never tell me nothing. Is it a thick needle? Somebody told me that it's a real thick needle. It's thicker than the others.
I did not look.
Okay.
I felt like my friend the other day when they were looking for veins in her arm. I couldn't look.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the idea of that. And that's really my reticence about it, is that somebody told me that it's a thick needle.
Yeah, and it leaves you with a feeling. You
Oh,
don't just, you remember when you're a kid and you get the vaccines and the next day you're like, it's nothing. But now,
no, I don't remember that.
oh,
I love you. That was
yeah,
a
yeah.
long
Yeah,
time ago.
I don't remember that. I don't
Oh,
have
Gwen
the.
says you get the flu shot. Do you get the flu shot?
Yeah, I got.
You do.
Well,
Okay.
I did this past year. I got the flu shot. I got the shingles eventually, and I got a booster for COVID before we went on the cruise.
That's great, Sybil. That's awesome.
I don't know. I'm just trying to do.
Oh, Sybil, I got a lot of people telling me, okay, the shingle shot. I know.
I've had
That
it.
must,
It's
because they're
not.
like, oh, you don't want to get that.
You don't. You don't.
All right. I'm on it.
I beg of you.
All right.
For my birthday, would you do that for
You
me?
know what? Okay, Sybil, I'm going to do it. Thank you. Thank you for this segment. Thank you. I'm going to do it.
Okay. All right. Happy birthday to me. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Entertainment. Halle Berry says that Pierce Brosnan restored her faith in men when they made the movie Die Another Day. She said he was such a gentleman. There couldn't be a
007.
human who was. I'm sorry. Say again.
007?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was James Bond.
James Bond, yeah.
And there couldn't have been a human who is more of a gentleman than Pierce Brosnan. She's noted his kindness towards her on the movie set in the past, including in 2020 when she shared during an appearance on The Tonight Show that Brosnan saved her from choking while they filmed a scene together. She said, I was supposed to be all sexy and try and seduce him with a fig, the fruit. And she said, and then all of a sudden he had to get up and do the Heimlich maneuver
Oh
on
my
her.
goodness, that's not funny, but
It's so
kind
not
of.
sexy. Yeah. So she said, who knew James Bond knew how to do a Heimlich? But she said that she was going through, relationships with guys and what have
Oh,
you, and she
right.
said that
Yeah.
he restored her faith, and maybe she just needs to do another movie with him because she is still not having good luck.
Oh, I thought she and Van Jones were together, and it was
No,
they
no,
was.
oh no, I was thinking about with her ex-husband. She's not having good luck
Okay,
with
yeah.
him. Like
She looked like she's skipping. I
she's
was like,
very happy with him.
oh,
It's
okay.
not Van Jones though, is it?
It's not Van Jones.
No, no, it's
Oh,
Van. He's a musician. Um,
oh, it's a
she's having,
musician.
yeah,
Okay,
she's having problems with her son's father,
Van Hunt.
Van Hunt. Yep. Yeah, she's going through it
Oh,
with her son's father. Yeah.
okay. Who is Van?
Um, Van Hunt is a musician.
He's a musician. Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Well, cool.
And they look really happy.
Yeah. Well, she looked like she's skipping. I
I
like it.
do too. I wish her all the happiness in the world. And J Lo too. Just find your happy. Find your happy.
Even if it's temporary. I'm for the temporary happy.
I know. I just think when children are involved, that's really
They'll
good.
be all right. Children are resilient.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to do the Jewel Ms.
Yes.
Resilient?
I'm excited about this week's about being honest and being just first of all just being honest with yourself. That's the number one. Being honest with yourself, being honest with God, being honest with the people around you. But for today, I said true honesty is about more than just telling the truth. It's about living truthfully.
Amen.
So it's not about what you say, but it's how you live.
Doing it.
Yep. For real.
No, I
Oh.
believe you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And Ramsey does too.
It's time for the WALK. Can we go?
Okay. Yeah. Everybody, thank you for participating. Thank you for joining us tonight. And we're wishing you well, Aprylete and Yolanda,
Yes.
as always.
And Miss Astrology.
Ms.
We
Astrology.
miss you too.
Yeah,
Okay.
we do. Absolutely. Thanks,
All right.
everybody. And
All right.
happy birthday, Jordan. See y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Aloha.